Topic of my discussion now is things to prepare for before you move to northern Nigeria. Like we have different parts of the country. We have the south, we have the west, we have the east, we also have the north. So most other part of the country in Nigeria, they have a lot of similarities. But the northern part of Nigeria is quite different. So if you come across this video, I'm I'm sure you're looking to moving to the north or migrating. Maybe you got posted for your service, or you got posted from work to come work from your office to come work in the north. So let's look at the things that you need to prepare yourself for before you decide to move, or before you pick up your bags and just find yourself in the north. Number one thing I would like to talk about is the weather. Yes, the weather. Everybody knows, when you're talking about the north, you're going towards the sub-Sahara Africa, and you know that that region is different. If you don't know, let me let you know. It is different. Their weather is extreme. It is quite different from what you're used to wherever part of the country you're from. Like in the north here, we have three seasons. We have the dry season, we have the rainy season, and we also have the Amatan season. Now let's start from the dry season. The dry season is usually from March till June, and the peak of the dry season is usually April, May. The temperature can be as high as 40 degrees Celsius, and it is very hot. This kind of hot is not the usual hot you're used to. Maybe you're from the west, like Lagos, where you're in the sun, you get thirsty, you want to drink soda, you want to drink chilled bottle of water. But yeah, the weather burns. It's not just heat, like humid heat. It is hot, like you're staying close to a hot stove. This weather roasts you like shawarma in the oven, or cook like cake in the oven. It bakes your skin if you're not careful. It's very, very hot out here. It's really hot. So the dry season, after the dry season, we have the rainy season. The rainy season usually starts from maybe June, ending of June, through to September, October. But you don't really get much rain as much as you get over there or other part of Nigeria. The rainy season here is quite sparse, and it rains maybe once a week, twice a week. It might not even rain a whole week. And whenever it rains, it's usually heavy, comes with a lot of wind. Maybe it destroys some people's houses, their shelters, because the rain becomes heavy. It's a heavy downpour with thunder, lightning, and all of those. You need to get yourself shelter over your heads. You shouldn't be caught up in the rain unless you're going to be messed up for that whole day. So that's much about the rainy season, and I really don't see anything wrong with the rainy season other than the fact that it affects the road, because most times it doesn't rain here, so people don't get to create drainage for their homes or the road, so you can't really find a good road whenever it rains out here. You need to be careful where you're going to. If you live in a place where it's not that nice whenever it rains, then you won't really enjoy the rainy season. But for me personally, I like the rainy season in the north. Then we also have the Amatan season. This Amatan season, Amatan is experienced mostly all over West Africa. This is the northeast trade wind from the Sahara Desert down to the Gulf of Guinea. So it's been experienced all most countries in West Africa. Even if you're in Lagos, you experience Amatan. You're in the east, it's always very cold. But the thing about the northern Amatan is it is hazy, it is dusty, and it is dry. So you need to know yourself. Which of the seasons am I going to meet? Am I meeting the um the rainy season, you need to prepare for it. Am I meeting the dry season, or am I coming in the period of the Amatan season, which starts from ending of November through to March? And during the Amatan season, it is very, very cold. I mean, this is winter in Nigeria. The kind of winter that you see in London, people go out wearing their winter jackets, coming around with their like their gloves, they're wearing hats on their head because of the temperature. It is very cold, and it can get as cold as 7 degrees in the morning. Even at night, it can get as cold as 7 degrees Celsius. But during the day, it's always mostly hot. I discovered that the Amatan here is it's cold in the morning, then it's hot in the afternoon. It's very scorching hot. So you need to prepare yourself for the weather you're going to meet. Don't just be like, oh, I'm being posted and I'm starting my work in January. So let me just carry my bags, and yeah, comes January. January you experience in other part of Nigeria is not the same January you're going to be experiencing in the north. You're going to prepare yourself. I mean, seriously, you should get yourself ready for the weather. You should get like winter jackets, gloves, if you know you're going to be having issues with your health, because during the Amatan season some people experience like running, bleeding nose, or like sore throats and all those things. So you need to prepare yourself for that. So I will also talk about the dressing or your clothes, the clothes you're going to package from wherever you're coming before you get to the north. Now, this area now is quite different. Like it's a different region. It's the north. We know it's the north. Like they're quite conservative here. So I don't expect you to be coming and you're packing as a lady, you're packing things like your mini skirts, your short dresses, you're packing things like spaghetti tops, all of those trendy, fashionable outfits that you can wear anywhere and nobody really sees any problem with it. If you're coming to the north, you have to prepare yourself very well. You probably need to go to your tailor, get fitted for some really homely clothes like Ankara. You need to be wearing clothes that would make you feel among, that will make you feel like yes, you're part of them, even if you're not part of them. But a clothes that will make them see you and they will respect you and not look at you like, oh, what's this one? What are you wearing? Like, so you need to dress. You need to pack good clothes that will cover your body a little bit. Not that you need to be wearing bogus outfits, but at least something that will make you feel comfortable when you're going out. You don't have to be like, I hope I'm okay. I hope my bra is not showing. No, not that kind of clothes. But if you're a guy, you don't have issues. Like, most guys don't really have any issues. Just pack anything you want to pack. But for a lady, I would suggest you get your wardrobe together when you're coming. If you have some scarves, you can package them and come along with it. So, speaking of the dressing aspects too, for me, I like to wear long clothes because of the weather. Aside the whole cultural aspect of it, for the weather, I prefer wearing clothes that cover my body because the weather is hot. I mean, 40 degrees Celsius hot. It is scorching hot. If I go around wearing clothes that are quite kind of revealing, that reveals my body or my hands or maybe my legs, I could get sunburns. So for me, I prefer wearing clothes that are a little bit covered. Let me just get my skin in check because I really don't want to leave here and I'll be maybe overly dark than I was before I came in. So you really need to look at that for your wardrobe. The language, it is very, very important. I can't even overemphasize it. The first time I came out here, I already know that the language is going to be much of a big deal because I felt okay. Most people don't even speak English, but if they don't speak English, they should be able to speak Pidgin. Pidgin is like broken English, where most people speak broken English. You don't even need to know how to speak English. Once you can be able to speak Pidgin English or broken English, you should be able to communicate. But out here in the northern part of Nigeria, it is different. It is very different. You need to at least know the basics of the language. I mean, something that would help you through your day to day activities, your day-to-day life. Maybe you want to go to the market to buy something, you want to transport yourself, you want to tell somebody to help you get something, just something that you know that involves your day-to-day activities. You need to know a little bit of the language. It is very, very important. In the north, you can actually find people um that would understand English. I don't mean to maybe say that there are no people that are learned here. Of course, there are a lot of learned people, professors, people that speak good English, but those people that you will need maybe for domestic things, like you want to go out, you need to board a bus, or you need to board a taxi or whatever, just to move around. You need to know the basics of the language. If you don't, you'll be shortchanging yourself, my brother. You won't even know how to communicate. You will be having this problem of, I'm saying this, you're not understanding me, and it will warn you out. So you need to get yourself prepared that, okay, I need to learn this language. If not a lot of it, but I need to learn some. Maybe greetings, how much is this? How many is this? I'm going to this. This is how much I'll pay for it. Like negotiation, all those things, you need to learn the language. If not, well, please, you need to prepare yourself that you're going to learn the language. And before I forget, the language here is Hausa language. Hausa language is the official language in the north, regardless of where you're being posted to, maybe a corporate organization, or you're going to the school or offices. Most people out here, they speak the language everywhere. So it's not like you're going in the midst of people, maybe you're going to your working area and you're thinking that everybody will be maybe everybody would have to be speaking English language because, oh, I'm going for work. No, even in your workplace, you'll be amazed that it is also language that is being spoken there. So you might be feeling kind of, oh, these people don't want me to feel among. No, it's just reflex for them. It's something that comes as a reflex. So you just have to know that, yes, okay, it's the language. I need to put in some effort to learn it. Yeah, so another thing I would like to share with you when you're preparing to move down to the northern part of Nigeria is the housing. Your accommodation is something you need to look into. You know, you can't just pick up your bags and like, oh, whatever I find, I will get. No, 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 no. Housing here is affordable. I can say that compared to maybe other eyebrow cities, housing in the north is kind of affordable. It's very affordable. And even in places that you expect that is like GRA, like government reserved areas, or those kind of areas where they're allocated to some few individuals, those places are still relatively cheap. So depending on your budget, I think you can get a pretty decent accommodation in the north. Yeah, I can assure you that. Also, sometimes some of those houses don't come with water, so you might have to prepare your mind that, okay, I might have to be buying water, because water is not all houses have maybe boreholes or wells in them, so you might have to be buying water. But the housing is something that it's simple. You don't have issues with that at all. And your security, your safety is everything. I mean, the first time I decided that, okay, I want to go to the northern part of Nigeria, everybody was like, are you freaking kidding me? You want to get to the north? Like, people think maybe it's a war zone. No, it's not a war zone. This is, everybody's living their life. You don't have to be worried about, or insecurity or anything. No, it's pretty safe out here. But at the same time, you need to put in effort. Even though it's safe, you also need to put in effort in ensuring that you personally you are safe. Now, let me give you an instance. In most states in the north here, there are usually places that are allocated for people that are not indigenous, and that place is called Sabongeri. Like, it means new town in English. Sabongeri is Hausa, so it means new town. It's a town that the government has reserved, excuse me, for people that are not indigenous. Maybe your Yoruba or your Igbo, your Igala, your Ibira. That place is free. You can do anything that you used to do while you were away, while you were not in the north. You can do anything you want to do there because people out there are people from different parts of Nigeria. That place is a free town. But aside that, if you decide you don't want to live in such environment, you want to maybe stay in a different place, you need to make research that okay, are there other people that are staying in this place that are non-indigens? Is this area, is this safe? Does it not have any history of violence or insecurity? So you need to ask those questions. You need to be sure that that area you've chosen to stay is relatively safe for you. You need to be sure of that. Then um that's pretty much of what I can say about the security aspect. You need to be very sure about where you're going to stay. Then second to the last thing is PDAs, public display of affection. Out there, wherever you're from, either married or single, you can show affection to people. Maybe someone comes around to visit you, usually the opposite sex, and you're outside, you want to give a hug, or you want to peck, or you want to hold hands. I don't advise that. Like, I really do not advise that because people don't do it out here. So if you start to do that, they will look at you like, oh, what are you doing? No, you shouldn't do that. And I don't want you to have people looking at you some type of way. So you should please try to cut down on PDAs when you decide to move down or migrate to the north. It's just what happens. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do, but you should watch out for it. It's reflex for me usually. When I want to be the opposite sex, I always like give a hug or I need something or I hold hands. When I discover that people start to look at me like, oh, they're not comfortable, so just play by the rules. Yeah. Let me backtrack a bit. For the security too, I forgot to mention about conversations. For the purpose of your safety, I don't expect you to be engaged in meaningless conversations or conversations that would spike maybe hate or anything. Don't put yourself in harm's way by engaging in some conversations. Maybe you're arguing about things like politics, about leaders, or maybe religion, or certain things that you know that, oh no, don't. You can have conversations, meaningful conversations. You can have meaningful arguments, but watch out for the places you're having those conversations because you might offend somebody that should not be offended. So you should be very mindful of that. And when you're coming out here, also for the purpose of your security, as a lady, for me personally, I really don't go out and try to maybe be too friendly to people, especially in my vicinity. Maybe I'm going out there and I meet someone on my way out, then I'm like, I keep greeting the person today, tomorrow. No, just go out, return home. You don't need to be overly friendly. No, I don't really advise that. Personally, I've been involved in something that I feel I was, oh, let me just be decent and be greeting. No, these people you are greeting, especially opposite sex, it might take you for an invitation. Oh, this person is overly nice to me. She probably, maybe I should approach her and shoot my shot. Please don't try it. Do not try it. And if you don't accept the offer or the shot, I don't know what the person might think. I just want you to be in good hands. And in conclusion, the northern part of Nigeria is not what you people or what people think it is. It's actually safe. You get to meet beautiful people. You get to learn language, new language. You get to learn about other people's culture. You see beautiful things, the vegetation, all of these things. It's, exposure is part of learning, or all of this experience is part of learning. So don't be afraid if you decide that, okay, I want to migrate to the north, or I got posted to the north, or I'm moving to the north for one thing or the other. Just allay your fears. You are in good hands. Yeah. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching till the end. Peace.